In London last week, there was the Million Women Rise march. It's to end male violence against women. And one of our daughters invited me to go along with her, and I'm so glad I went. It was so inspiring.
Power to the women! Power to the women! The women got the power! Stronger by the hour! Stronger by the hour! Power! 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 Power to the women! Women can hear.
It's a curious paradox that a march like this, which was about such a painful, challenging, conflict-ridden subject, male violence against women, was also one where I experienced such love and solidarity among the women. It was a real contrast, the feeling that was there and the subject on the card, if you like. And I feel like under all this pain that women have experienced and are experiencing from this incredibly sexist society that we all live in, underneath the pain there is this sense that there is a different way to be, there is love, there is a solidarity possible, there is hope, and that women can bring that and they can have a different kind of relationship with each other and with men. And there was that actual experience of feeling that, which is really wonderful. And I hope that some of these young women who were there and who showed this energy in them, that sense of joy and feistiness and their music, that will change the people around them in terms of how they all relate to one another. And that this will ripple out.
That we keep up these marches and keep up these protests so that the general public and the world know, what still needs to be done.
And that's fantastically important. Most of us know somewhere deep down that bad things are happening. But as long as they stay somewhere deep down or off on the side, then we don't actually act to do something about it. It's only when it's made really visible that it starts to be something we engage with and maybe do something about. In apparently very respectable, well-organized families too, it happens. Not only on a psychological level, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, but even good old-fashioned battering, it happens. And we should all be much more aware of it and much more understanding of what it's like for the woman who has to keep up a good front and pretend nothing has happened.
We'll say it again! No excuse for violent men! We'll say it once! We'll say it again! No excuse for violent men! We'll say it once! We'll say it again! No excuse for violent men! We'll say it once! We'll say it again! No excuse for violent men!
There was a group of men who were construction workers, and I wondered what they thought.
I think it's a lot of rubbish, to be honest with you.
Could you tell me why?
I just think it's just causing traffic.
And so what, do you think that male violence is an issue at all?
Oh, I think it is, yeah, it's got to be sorted out, but I think this is a joke.
So how would you sort it out?
I'll just kill them. Simple as. Bring back punishment.
And so what do you feel about this march?
I agree with it. Good on them. Stand up for your rights. See some of the things on there, they're saying that there shouldn't have be violence and that. Good for them. I hope they get their rights.
And it certainly brought up a huge amount of feelings in me. It just brought up so many memories of things that had happened, both in my own life and in the lives of other girls and women I'd known. So much suffering, really, from men, and I'm sure there were a lot of women there for whom it brought up a huge amount.
What's happening? away to see our daughters, your daughters.
One of the things that really struck me was the banner, End Male Violence Against Women. Suddenly reminded me, you know, this is what we're really talking about. It's not just violence in some abstract way. It is about a person, a man, doing this to a woman. And that seemed to be really important. And then later, one of the speakers actually made this point too.
All too often you see the words violence against women and children without any reference to who does it, as if it falls from the sky. There are just these anonymous people called perpetrators. We have to out the male in the perpetrator. Male violence, in fact masculine criminality generally, needs to be addressed as a conscious policy issue. In infancy, in school, in sports, in video games, in movies, in the military. It can't be beyond the human wit to interrupt this ridiculous, antique constitution of the male body as a walking weapon.
After all, women aren't asking in these marches for anything special. They're only asking not to be treated incredibly, atrociously badly. It's not a lot to ask.